You guys, Barbara Green sent me a recipe, and it is chicken with sweet potato, and I added rutabaga and feta salsa verde. Look at that. Doesn't that look yum? Oh my gosh. It's gonna give it a try. Let's taste it. Gotta get a little bit of each of it in my bite here. Thanks, Barbara.
Hi, this is Terry. I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Now I'm on a mission to improve the health of my heart.
Hey there, to get this started, we are gonna come down here and I'm putting foil in my pan and getting everything ready. So that's how I'm doing that. Got a large line it. On the thing, we're going to toss sweet potatoes with 1 tablespoon of oil, half teaspoon of salt, and a half teaspoon of pepper, and roast until golden brown. So the recipe calls for 1 pound of sweet potatoes. And I'm going to do a mixture of sweet potatoes and rutabaga, and it's going to be more than 1 pound. Because whatever's left over, whatever I don't use, I can use in later on throughout the week. I can freeze and use other ways. So now we're going to use 1 tablespoon of oil with salt and pepper. It calls for kosher salt. So let me grab a glove. By the way, we're having storms right now, so there you'll hear some thunder and stuff going on. So then we're going to add some kosher salt. Okay, so I'm going to sprinkle in, I don't know why it says kosher salt, but there's some kosher salt and some pepper. I'll use some black pepper. The oven is preheating to 425 right now. Okay. Roast until golden brown and tender. 25 to 30 minutes is what the recipe says. So the recipe for this will be down in the comment section or down in the description of this video. So there we go. Now I'm going to pop it in the oven at 425. Well, my oven is not preheated. So when it beeps and says it's preheated, I'll pop it in the oven at 425 for 25 to 30 minutes. For my seasonings, I bought some basil. This is up to a half cup, and Italian parsley up to half cup. So what I'm going to do is take them in half and chop up, because it calls for a fourth cup of parsley and a 1/4 cup of basil. So I'm going to cut those up in half right quick before I do anything else. By the way, in case I forgot to say it, this recipe was sent to me by Barbara Green, and if any of you all have a recipe of something you want me to try out, if it's not too difficult, email it to me. Barbara emailed me this recipe, so then I was able to, put it in a Word document, and I was able to then print it out and use it this way. I don't do well whenever it's in the comment section, because then I kind of have to just take a picture of it. And that doesn't work as well as actually a written pattern that I can copy and paste. So that is my parsley and basil chopped up right here. So this was actually a recipe that she got from one of her mom's old magazines. Well, the recipe tells you to grill your chicken. But like I said, I don't have a grill. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to cut it in bite-sized pieces, and then I'm going to cook it in my cast iron skillet. So right now I'm just going to go through and cut it up, and then we're going to kind of wing it for the rest of it. We're still going to use the same ingredients, but sorry, Barbara, I don't have a grill, and although I do have a Foreman grill, but that's all right. This is what I want to do. So I'm just cutting it in bite-sized pieces, because we know I like my meat in bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to finish cutting this up. And like I said, the correct recipe will be down in the comments. or down in the description of this video. I kind of, you know me, I see something and I kind of put my own little twist on what I want to do with it. So if you want to see it exactly how it's written, take a look down in the video description. And it is, like I said, she said it's from an old magazine that her mama had. So, all right, let me finish cutting this up and I'll be back. By the way, Barbara also said that when she made it, it's kind of been like crack. And now she just loves it. It's really, really good. So she said that she's made it more than once because it was that good. You know, sometimes you get recipes from a magazine, you're like, yeah, that's okay. But she said this has been one that easily is on repeat for her. So, all right, I got this last chicken, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so like I said, it says while cooking, brush chicken with 1 teaspoon of oil, season with oregano, 1/4 tablespoon of salt, 1/4 tablespoon of pepper. Grill till cooked through, 6 to 8 minutes per side. Squeeze lemon over the top. So this piece we're going to do in our skillet. So let's go over to the skillet. So I might have to cook this in batches. That's all right. I've got my chicken here cut up. And instead of putting oil on it and putting it on the grill, I'm going to cook it in my skillet. Now I could have done whole pieces and then could put them in the oven, but this is what I'm going with. So then it says add some salt and pepper. I'm just going to use this regular salt for right now. And then my pepper. And then I'll add some, and then it says add in some oregano. So I'm going to sprinkle in some oregano. And now I'm just going to kind of stir this up and cook it and let it get all the way cooked. And then, like I said, I'll do it in batches and I'll show you when it is done. While that is cooking, we're going to go ahead and make our salsa verde. I'm not sure if this is a big enough bowl. Let me get a bigger bowl. Hang on. I'd rather have one that's too big than not big enough. So, I don't think I need that. So it says in a small bowl, mix together the vinegar. And how much vinegar is it? 1 tablespoon red wine vinegar. This is 2 tablespoons, so I'm going to do 1/2 of a tablespoon of this. Okay, 1 tablespoon red wine vinegar. How much garlic? 1 clove of garlic. I don't have a clove, but I got this. That looks like about the size of a clove. Oh, shoot, Terry. Remaining a teaspoon of oil. So, teaspoon of oil, a pinch of salt, and a pinch of pepper. So, a pinch of pepper, pinch of salt. Fold in parsley and basil, then add feta. Since I'm making so much chicken, I think I'm going to make a double batch. You all know me. You know me. I can't follow a recipe. So a little more oil. A little more red wine vinegar. And I think I had a little extra garlic to begin with. And then, okay, so I've got that all folded in together. And then you're supposed to add the feta cheese. The amount of feta cheese is 1/4 cup. Well, I bought a 1 ounce. I got a 5 ounce. So I'm just going to put all this in there because that'll just make it a lot easier. So we're going to put this in there. Barbara, I hope you're not rolling your eyes. You know I got to do what I got to do. You know I do my thing. But I do think it's going to need a little more red wine vinegar. Just a little. Maybe not. Let's see. We'll leave it like that and see what we think here in a minute. But let's get back to our chicken. So chicken's been cooking for about 5 minutes. I'm going to kind of swish it around. See how it's looking. I'm going to take one of these bigger ones and cut it in half and see how she looks. Yup, that looks good to me. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my chicken into this, and then I'm going to get the rest of the chicken cooked in a couple batches, and I will be back when the chicken is cooked and when the rutabaga and sweet potato are done. Alright, while that second batch of chicken is cooking, let's see how this tastes. I bet this is going to be good. You can't go wrong with vinegar and seasoning and feta. You can't go wrong with it. I'm going to put just a little more red wine vinegar. Listen, y'all. Follow the recipe. Do as it says. Don't do what I do. Man, this is going to be good. Holy smokes, this is going to be good. This is a salsa verde. You know, I think would be good. And I'm not going to do it. But I think what would be good with it is some tomatoes. Like some diced tomatoes. Oh my gosh. I know, Barbara. I'm sorry. I'm streaming too far away from the recipe. But anyway, so we got this done, and after the chicken is cooked, we're supposed to squeeze a half a lemon over it. I don't have a lemon, but I got lemon juice. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so then it says squeeze some lemon over it, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to squirt a little bit of lemon juice over the chicken, and it's all cooked up. Now, y'all know I like to cook things kind of differently and separately because I do everything for meal prep days. So I'm actually going to let this cool. And I am going to put these in my meal prep containers. So I'll put this in the containers when this cools down, and then we will get to the rutabaga and sweet potato. So this is definitely going to be a roundabout kind of thing. You know, I usually do my chicken when it's cooked. I measured out. I'm going to do 6 ounces of chicken, because there's also oil in there and there's feta cheese in there. So I'm going to start off with 6 ounces of chicken and see how many of these that makes. Hopefully you'll make 4, but give me just a second. Okay, good deal. The reason why I wanted that is because I knew there was 5 servings of feta in here, so trying to divide all this out. Just a second. Okay, so I've done the macros and broke it down into 5 servings. So if I have 6 ounces of chicken, 1 serving of feta, 0.75 tablespoons of oil, 100 grams of rutabaga, and 100 grams of sweet potato. So that's going to be 200 grams. And I don't think there's enough in there. So, all right, let's try. Well, we're going to see how much let's see what we can divide by 5. Okay, let's try 140. Hang on, let's try 140 in each of them. Okay, now we got it figured out. So, the way I've got it, because y'all know I have to meal prep everything. You know I got to do it that way. It's just how my brain works. So, anyway, so we got our chicken and our mixture of potato and rutabaga and sweet potato. Now we're going to add our salsa verde. We're going to just kind of do it the way my brain says I need to do it. Like I'll start off with a little more than that. A couple tablespoons in each container. Then I can add more to the first ones as I need to. That one's going to need more in a minute. A little more to this one. Barbara, I'm sorry if I didn't do this justice, but you know, I kind of got to roll my own way here. It's got to fit, you know, whenever y'all find a recipe, it's kind of got to fit how you live, and so that's kind of what we're doing. All right. So that's that. What I'll do is I will pop these in the freezer or refrigerator and work on them, and you'll know where it came from. And again, this was chicken with sweet potato and vega and feta salsa verde from Barbara Green. Y'all thought I wasn't going to remember to take a bite. Well, I had to record the first little thing, my intro. So we're going to get a bite of chicken and some salsa verde and some rutabaga and sweet potato. I already knew it was good because I made that first little piece recording already. Barbara, I see why this is on repeat. Holy smokes. If I wasn't going somewhere in a little bit, I'd just eat this for my supper. You hit the nail on the head with that one. Thank you so much for sending me this recipe, Barbara. It's so good. I really, really like it. I'm going to hang on to this. I don't remember if did I tell you all the macros? Based on the way I made it. Again, in the description, I'll have the way it's supposed to be. So by me having 6 ounces of chicken, 5 ounces of feta, 3 tablespoons of oil. I didn't plug in the lemon and the garlic and all the salt and pepper and all that. It was 466 calories, 34 protein, 23 total carbs, and 27 fat. All well worth it. So these will be in my rotation. Thank you so much, Barbara. Yum, yum, yum.